All right, all right, all right. Hey, happy Wednesday. Today's Wednesday. Make sure your partners are here. Make sure your partners are here. Um, Make sure your partners are in the room. If you see us missing anyone, let me know. We've updated the system. We've updated so a lot every notification for those of you guys that are new, every notification, every event, every training will always be on school. So we highly recommend that you either download the school app or you turn on your notifications. A lot of our communication will happen in school. Schools also utilize if you guys have anything you want to share, any brokers opens you want to host in there, any open houses you want to do. If you're looking for someone to show a property for you, if you're looking for homes to host open, any communication that you want to do with us is all through school. So that is our main platform for communication. We use the WhatsApp for urgent notifications, but our dialogue, our daily dialogue will be on school to include the recording. So whenever we train the next day or the next 24 hours, the training will always be up on school as well. So you can always watch the recordings. The recordings are private sessions and they'll always be up on school. If we ever do anything that is open to the public. We do some events that are open to the public. Those will always be on YouTube. So you want to subscribe to the YouTube channel but everything for you guys will always be on school. Okay. So if you're not in school, we will get you into school, but also we've sent you an email, and on the email has all the links. It has the WhatsApp link, it has the school link, it has the Zoom links, and it also has the schedule. So all of that is in there. What we'll do is we'll resend it out, but we highly recommend that all of you guys do check your spam. We highly recommend that you check your spam, okay? And then if you have any additional questions, you can always ask Dr. Karen. Okay, so today's topic, we're still on the branding segment. Give me one second. We're still on the branding segment. So today we're on part two of building a strong brand, okay? So what we'd like to do today is I'd really like to audit some pages. Let's open up with auditing some pages, answering some questions that you guys have. Some of us went into action yesterday and we did those videos, and that's what's going to move the needle forward is continuing to do videos just like that, continuing to get the information out there, continuing to subscribe to the sites that give you the information. Okay, I hope some of you guys was anyone able to look into dropping stuff into ChatGPT and got some exciting information. Anyone messed around with it yesterday? Nah, no one? No one at all? Ah, beautiful, beautiful. All right, cool. So let's audit some pages. Any brave souls want to go ahead and say, let's audit your page. And what we're going to audit the page for is really not for anything that you're actually posting, but more for does it align with what we spoke about yesterday? Are there some stuff that we can add on? All right, great. Let's go ahead and drop your Instagram or drop your Facebook, whatever you want us to audit. Let's go ahead and do that.
Do you want us to do personal pages or is it more like the real estate page? Because I have more on my personal than I do real estate.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So that's the next topic. I've always believed in giving everything on one platform, but some people believe that they should keep certain stuff separate. Tell me, why did you decide on two pages?
Um, because there's more things that I can. Well, first of all, the real estate page is really nothing but real estate agents on there. Personal is a lot other. I feel like you can probably open up more to other people because everyone that's on my real estate page is honestly realtors. And I
Yeah,
can be myself and just post anything on my personal page
beautiful, beautiful.
without any type of judgment.
You think you get judged?
I think everyone gets judged in life, but I don't know.
Do
But I
you
do have
care?
more followers. No, I don't. But I do have more followers on my personal page than I do my real estate page.
Yeah, because people wanna be relatable to you. I think one of the best things though is that even us in the space of real estate, like we want to know like what else you got going on. Like what else are you doing when you're not selling homes? You know what I mean? So I think that's really cool. So one things that I would say though is I'm in that season myself is really containing the people we follow. So what do I mean like by that is that do we really believe that realtors are going to bring us business? So if we don't think realtors are going to bring us business, then should we really curate our page because who we follow is the information we get to see. That's because of the analytics, right? So should we curate our pages more to the stuff that we want to see, more stuff that we want to be involved in? So like for example, if I'm into golfing, I want to curate my page with all activities of golf. I want to curate my page with people that are golfers. I want to curate my page to people that happen to be people that can become potential customers of mine because they're friends of mine and I have golfed with them, for example. When it comes to realtors, I believe that we should probably follow the realtors that we have a personal relationship with. But after that, we should really focus on building our pages to stuff that's going to bring us business at the end of the day. So for some, they believe follow everyone. And then I believe that you're a brand. So when you become a brand, you got to watch how you move as a brand. So does this align with me? So for example, this morning we spoke about commercial. So if someone's in the space of commercial, I'd be following every commercial page that's out there. I'll be following the CRM page. I'll be following the CCIM page. I'd be following people that are in the space of commercial, that are commercial brokers, people that I inspire to be, people that are mentors to me, and then maybe a little bit less on the residential side, unless it's a great friend of mine, or maybe they're in the office of mine. So keep that in mind as we're building our brand because we got to know that a realtor's not going to refer you business. So, like, what's the purpose? You know what I mean? Let me go follow the people that I play um 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 tennis with or the people that I play paddle ball with or whatever that is, you know what I mean? And build those relationships because that's what's going to have you to move the needle forward. The reason we get into business is to make a lot of money. That's the honest truth. So am I aligning myself with the people that make a lot of money? Now, going back to the two pages, I believe, and I want to open the room up for conversation because this is a nice dialogue. I believe people want to see all of you. So I never believed in having two pages. I always believe in having one and mixing it. So lifestyle, hockey, football, basketball, gym, eating out, traveling, real estate trainings, real estate tours, listings, and stuff like that. Because one, it makes the job a lot easier to be my true authentic self. And then number two, it lets the people know because what happens is that let's say for example, we have 30,000 people on our main page and we have 2,000 people on our real estate page. And if we're never talking about real estate and they don't know about our real estate page, could we be losing out on opportunities there because they forget that we're in the space? Because even our own family forgets that we're in the space sometimes. We attend functions and they're like, oh yeah, I forgot you're in real estate. How's that going? You know what I mean? So if we're not feeding them the real estate on the personal page, out of mind, out of sight, you know? So I'd be careful with that. So maybe throw them into the stories or something like that, or figure out how you can blend it a little bit together. But I want to open it up. I want to have dialogue with that. Any girls are really big about that. So any girls wanna jump in and talk about that a little bit more?
Hi, this is Alyssa. Good morning.
Good morning.
So I also on my social media pages, I actually mix everything together. I don't separate out my personal life from my real estate life. All of my handles, TikTok, my Facebook, my Instagram, all consist of what I have going on for real estate. And I put pictures up of my kids, my husband when we take trips. I put anything related to real estate on there so that people could kind of relate to, okay, she's a mom, okay, she has a husband. Because sometimes I have, people will comment about the kids, and I've actually had one young lady reach out to me, random person one time, and it was a referral for Orlando. So I mean, it's, I believe in just kind of having people kind of get a glimpse into, because they, like you said, they could relate to you a lot better. And sometimes, and then being my Caribbean background, they will refer you out to like people that may be in that circle as well. So for me personally, I kind of like blend a little bit of everything together.
Exactly. Okay, cool, cool. Thank you for that feedback. I like that opinion.
Good morning.
Anyone else struggling with that as
Good
well?
morning. My name is Taisha. I actually agree with both young ladies that spoke and you. But I have two pages. I started
Oh,
out with my personal page, and when I got into real estate, I made I made a real estate page. Um, uh, and on my real estate page, I do post personal pictures, even in my stories, like, because you're right, people want to know like who you are. They want to know more about you. When it's just all real estate, it's like you might get muted, no one watches it, so you want to keep people engaged and you're a real person. It can't just always be everything is real estate. Most people don't get, they get disinterested. But I think it's important to have a separate page because there is another part of your life that you want to keep separate. It's the same thing like if you worked a 9 to 5, like you don't want your boss to see certain things or other coworkers to see certain things. And it's not saying that it's provocative, but even sometimes like I get nervous when it comes to the type of music that I listen to. I have come from a Caribbean background. So, I might put some Vibes Cartel, and that might not be appropriate for my real estate page, but it is for my personal page. So that's why I have a separate, two separate pages.
And then you're gonna
That's my
switch to
thing.
Jeremiah 29:11, which is on your page right here. I love it. I love it. But I think especially in the time that we're coming into, especially what we spoke about yesterday, like the Gen Ys and the Gen Zs are really moving the agenda forward. I think they're okay with that. They're really okay with that. Like I posted some song yesterday that was it was an Afrobeat song, and some girl was like, "What you know about that?" You know what I mean? So I think people like when, some would say, let your hair down, and just be yourself. I think if you are in a space where you do work a 9 to 5 job, some of those jobs are very particular about you being licensed. Some of those jobs are very particular about you doing real estate work on the clock and stuff like that. So yeah, I'd be cautious about that. Any part-time realtors here? The answer should probably be no, but you know what I mean. Any part-time realtors here? Drop a 2 in the chat,
I am Jeff. I wanted to chime in.
just so I can
Same.
know. Oh, we already
Okay.
know about that. But you do it well. You do it so
Um,
well.
so thanks, Jeff. But so I have two pages. I have a personal page and a real estate page, but I haven't posted anything on my personal page since I got into real estate. Everything goes on everything goes on my real estate page because I don't have time to be keeping up with all these pages. And if it's something that, I don't want everybody to see, I just post it in my close friends and my stories on Instagram. So yeah, I don't have time to be juggling all these pages and and trying to keep up with personal and business. So I just put everything, I put some personal stuff on my business page, but if I want to get a little, ratchet or something and show my real side, that goes into my close friends stories.
There you go. That's another thing. So close friends is becoming very popular right now, and that's maybe how you can break apart your friends versus your colleagues, and the stuff that you want people to see. So yeah, utilize the close friends, utilize the subscriptions. Oh, that's a whole different topic. I love it. Dershad, I didn't even know you had a job. What do you do?
No,
Oh,
right?
I did not know. I did not
So,
know.
I am a supervisor with Xfinity.
Jeez. All right, y'all. Y'all know where to go when y'all cable's acting up and the Wi-Fi
Please
ain't
don't. Please don't.
Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi ain't Wi-Fi-ing. I had no idea. You guys both do it extremely well. You don't miss a call. You're always here. You guys are very involved in all the organizations that you guys are involved with. Amazing. Hats off to you two. All right. So the first page that we're gonna audit. Who wants to be our auditor? Let's pick 3 audit people. Let's get 3 people to audit. Dr. Karen's obviously one. Let's get 3 auditors for today.
You say audit my page? You don't want to do
Oh no,
that.
we're gonna audit.
Oh,
We need auditors. We need actual people too.
all right, so tell me who I have. I'm
All right, I'm
excited.
gonna share my screen right now. Okay, share the screen. Join. We got 1. I guess I'll be number 2. Is there anyone else? Anyone else? Martine? Y'all be talking about people pages anyways. Why can't y'all just do it on the live, like on the Zoom?
Okay, I'll do it. But you're gonna be hearing my daughter's Bingo songs on here right now.
We probably wouldn't even notice. All right, let's go. All right, so the purpose of today's mission is basically to audit the people's pages, see what can they add to it, see what do you like about it, what do you think they should remove, what do you think they should continue doing. And that's another thing. Once you figured out something as a method, just continue doing it. That's why a lot of times people try things out and they'll say, hey, if the ratings are higher, I'm just going to continue doing the same type of videos, the same type of B-rolls over and over again. So I don't know if one of you guys want to go first, Martine or Dr. Karen. I want to say
Sure.
first and foremost, I love the new colors. I don't know if this is your new colors from the pink.
Yeah.
It is.
I like it. Mhm.
I love the green. I love the black. It's very calm, but it's very like modern too. You know what I mean? A lot of companies are using green, beige, white now. So I love the tone versus what I was seeing here.
Right.
But
I
go
like
ahead.
that she mixed the personal and business of it too as well. So a little bit of both sides of her. So not just real estate, but you see her personal self in there as well, as we were talking about earlier.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just scroll up a little bit more. Scroll up just a little bit more. So
I like that she doesn't make it just so as you saw these pictures were basically her page looked like an advertisement. So now she mixed it up a little bit.
Yeah.
did.
Yeah, mine's I can't I'm the same way, so I'm trying to change that too on my social media page.
So remember carousels,
Mm-hmm.
reels, pictures, mix it up. And then also if you do post, like let's say for example, you just happen to post like 6-7 times a day, you wanna make sure you do carousels, reels, photos, try not to do photos or banners. Don't try to do like this, banners. You want to mix it up so that when someone goes to your page, they're able to see what you're all about in just that 30 seconds. I love that she has her main stuff pinned as well. But I'd love to see a lot more. I like to see a lot more videos. Like if I go to your reels right here, I want to see more of these because reels are what moves. Okay. Reels get a lot more views than any other things. Reels actually bring in more leads than actual posts do or banners do because the posts and the banners really only go to people that follow you versus the reels are actually pushed out. Plus, if your page is connected to your Facebook or your threads, it's going to show onto there as well,
Yes.
And then secondly, I also wanted to talk about, oh yeah, so you can also get leads through stories. So stories are pushed out as well, especially when you tag locations, you tag certain places. Like if you tag the Rolex store, you tag locations, they're gonna push those out to people that are looking at those stuff as well. So it's gonna show up in their stories as well. But give us a lot more in this season right now. I think give us some more videos. And your stuff really don't need to be like professionally done. I think, you know, get yourself a selfie stick, get yourself a light, get yourself some microphones. Why can't I hear?
Question, Jeff, is there a way that there's an app to help us out to mix these things, like you said, on our pages, or we have to go in there manually to just making sure that we do that every so often?
I think you just have to personally with yourself, just remember, you know, and that's where the content calendar comes into place. Create yourself a content calendar, or we'll work on that. Maybe Dr. Karen and I is work
Okay.
on a content calendar to let's do this. Let's spice this up a little bit as we continue to grow. As we continue to grow, there's some people not with us. Is there two people interested in creating a social media committee? Let me get a one in the chat. Looking for two people that are interested in
That's
in
good.
a social media committee, because what we're gonna do is we're gonna really work together to really make sure that we like grow our pages, grow our network this 2025 years, because this is free advertisement. This is where I can go viral. This is where I can touch the masses. This is where I can be sleeping and leads are coming into the system. Okay.
I don't mind being a part of the committee. I would love someone who has a better experience to lead it so I can follow, and I don't mind joining it. So I can be
I'm gonna be a
accountable
part
as well.
I'm gonna be a part of the committee too.
Okay,
Um,
awesome.
like this, like I gotten so many hits about this this little training that I'm gonna be doing for y'all. If you're a part of the program, I'm gonna roll you in automatically. If you're not a part of the program, they're gonna pay that little $49. But this went like I got so many, a lot of these comments right here are all this right here. So those stories really go far, you know. So who are some people before we audit the next person? Oh, one more thing.
Let's go back to hers.
Hold on. You're right, because I got one more thing about her page. I would change this right here. This is way too long. Get yourself a beacon. Get yourself a link tree. Get yourself something smaller. You want your page to always be clean, so it becomes extremely clean until we get down here. Okay. All right, good. I love this. Okay, so what I would do, so like for example, like for me, if you go to this is my LinkedIn, but I created it just like that. Did y'all just see what I just did? I purchased my name as a domain. I purchased my name as a domain, and I masked the domain with my link tree. Okay. So now we got to redirect.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So link tree, beacon, there's some others. Hold on. Told you I live on ChatGPT. All right, so if y'all want to take a screenshot of this,
I've tried milkshake. That's not a bad one either. Milkshake.
yeah,
Mhm.
flow page. Some of them you do have to pay for. Some of them are free. So like my LinkedIn is free for like I think up to like 5 links, and then it's like $5.99 a month. But get that just so that your page remains clean. That's the first thing that I noticed. But you had a comment, Dr. Karen?
I do. I like her page. Here's my feedback for you. I would definitely to take your page up. I would definitely start posting more. That's because you have a nice page. I would start posting more. And when I do my reels, I would do minimum 60 seconds too, because when you do 60 seconds longer, Instagram does something in reference to the algorithm. And if you're, I don't know for sure, you're talking to buyers on your page, if I had to guess at it. Sometimes agents want to talk to sellers, or sometimes they want to talk to another type, but they're talking to one person. So you're talking to buyers, and one of the things that I would do, I would definitely have something where I would be educating my buyer.
So do some videos on
Okay.
that.
Yeah,
You just started this
definitely.
page?
I'm new.
New licensee? What year?
I got my license just April last year.
Nice. Oh, well, happy anniversary. It's 1 year.
Congrats.
Yes.
Very nice.
Thank you.
You made it.
Mhm.
And I don't think you don't think you can't ever reuse photos and stuff like that. Like this was a great photo shoot. Like this right here. So don't think that you can never reuse photos and stuff like that. Oh, you really changed. You went from this to that. You were finding yourself, huh?
Mm-hmm. I had I did 24 rentals in like 7 months, and then I got a buyer, and I just got a listing on Sunday.
That should be a post
Oh.
of itself. So your carousel,
Congratulations.
Thank
yes,
you.
drop some fires in the room for that.
Yes.
Man, 24 rentals. So my first year, your story is my story. I'm gonna tell you my story real quick. So when I decided to go to real estate full time in 2012, I've been licensed since 2009. I decided to go to real estate full time in 2011, actually, December of 2011. And one of my friends stated, "What are you gonna do for income?" And I said, "I'm gonna do every single rental that's out there." I did 51 rentals. I did 51 rentals that first year. So
Wow.
congrats to that. But what I would have been doing was I would have did a carousel of all those rentals. So I would do a throwback, okay, or call it whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
And then number two is I would have did a post. So use this photo, and then I would have did a post of the volume that you did in rentals.
Okay.
Okay. That's two right there. And then what I would have done is if you have the photos, did any of those people become home buyers?
Um, oh, yeah, one of my rentals, the guy, he was a rental. He became a buyer.
So I would do a before and after photo as well. If you have the photo of when you did the rental versus when you did the sale, you can still do it. You know, like no one knows that it didn't close or no one knows that it's old stuff. You know what I mean? I would
Mm-hmm.
still do that. And then I would do a testimony. That's a video right there.
Mm-hmm.
How was the transition from a renter to a buyer? Okay. What was the process? What were the struggles that he had? Did he have credit issues? Did he have down payment assistance issues? Okay. Why did he decide to rent the first time instead of buying? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would do a video on rentals. If you're, hey, rental specialist, I'm excited to say that I did 24 rentals my first year in real estate. If you're looking for a rental, I am your rental specialist. Not saying that you want to be in that space,
Gotcha.
but you've done something and you've done it extremely well. You know what I mean? So what does it say? It says master something and then teach others. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So now you're able to now go out there and who knows, you can now move that into higher end rentals as well. Okay. And now you're doing $5,000 rentals, $20,000 rentals. You know what I mean? And some of those
Okay.
rentals are probably better than doing a transaction with someone, you know? And then I love that you acknowledge your brokerage. I love that you have a slogan. I love that you're in Jeremiah 29:11, for he knows the plans that I have for you. I love that. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you're in the space of commercial, you want to drop some commercial here. Okay. Give us some
Okay.
commercial, give us some tours that you're doing in the commercial space. Give us a restaurant. Hey, so a lot of times what we do is we miss opportunities. Even myself, I miss out on opportunities, but we have to always remember that we're a brand. So as a brand, we have to always be a brand and represent as that. So let's say, for example, we went to a restaurant, right? And it happens to be a brand new restaurant. Instead of speaking of the restaurant, like the food and stuff, let's speak about it from the building. Okay.
Mm.
Square footage, the location of it, the proximity to other stuff, what can it bring? What's the zoning with it? What's the amount of people that can be inside the building? What are some stuff to look for if you're looking to open up your own restaurant? If we're in the space of commercial and we want those type of clientele, let's shift it, Let's research what's a plex space, what's an A plex, what's a B plex, B zoning, you know what I mean? Let's talk about that type of stuff as we're going to these restaurants, we're going to the gym, we're going to our day-to-day stuff, so that we can truly be the authority in that space. Anything else from our auditors? Come on, y'all.
No, I think
No, that's it.
said everything. Yeah.
Awesome. Art. We got our next victim.
Good job, Taisha.
We love it.
Thank
I like
you.
learning about people too at the same time. All right, next up, we got our good friend with 2 pages. Which one should we do first? Personal or I guess we gotta do your
Let's do the real estate page first, because just light work.
All right, page number 2. Let me go ahead and follow you. All right, page number 2. You do got some personal on here.
I do. I have personal on there as well.
I
But
love it.
I haven't posted for a long time. Well, I posted today because my son had a award ceremony. So I did a little reel for him.
Oh, and then also think of this, y'all.
Wow.
Think of this. So for those of you guys,
Congratulations to your son.
Thank
so,
you.
so for those of you guys, congrats. For those of you guys that have 2 pages, also think of this. You can always collaborate now, you know? And that wasn't always a thing back then. 2012, it wasn't a thing. 2015, it wasn't a thing. So you can always collaborate. So keep that in mind as well. If you're thinking about, hey, I don't want to be working twice as hard. Okay. All right. So let's go. Who's our auditors? Our auditors. Dr. Karen, Martine.
We're here. Okay.
I'm sorry. Okay, can you
Yeah.
scroll down a little bit? Okay. I like the fact that, like you mentioned, that she does have personal and real estate in there. I'm trying to see what else. Mm,
I feel like it is mixed though.
Yeah, no, I said I'm glad that, because I'm trying to see what else.
No, but she believes that it's not, and I feel like it is. Like,
Okay. Yeah, because it's a lot of personal stuff. It's not like just a personal, it's not just based on advertisement, so that's a good thing.
it's not a whole bunch of banners.
Right.
One of the
So you have
things,
your accomplishments, others, and you have a little bit of real estate in there, so that's a good thing.
is this the personal and real estate page, or this is
So
I
just?
it's her
do
real
I
estate.
do tag myself. So the stuff that you possibly see personal, I tag my other page on some of
Okay.
them.
Okay, because that's what I was about to say. Even if you show yourself personal, but you said that you tag it, because if you're showing yourself personal, you still every now and then you want to tap something into saying something about your business or who you cover. And these are definitely good opportunities where you can do carousels.
Mhm.
Yeah, some carousels. You're in the space of notary, so I'll do some of those stuff. You know, I would do some of those stuff as well. Yeah, so you do collaborate, which is good. You do collaborate. You do reels, you do videos. Do you ever do any talking videos?
I was starting to talk. I was talking in those like when I have a listing. I was talking about that, but I haven't been doing anything honestly lately, to be honest with you. I'm kind of just
That's
been
why you're here, so you get
and
re-energized?
yes, so I
Yes.
can be rejuvenated.
So how do I click on this if I'm on my cell phone?
Let me see. I don't know.
So what I did
I
is-
think I thought automatically when it click, it just goes to it doesn't direct you to it.
no, go to your page right now and try to click
Let
on
me
that.
see. Which one is that one?
I have to literally copy and paste. Good thing I'm on a computer, but I gotta literally copy and paste.
Let me see.
So something like this is when you see people say link in bio. This is where that comes into place. You know what I mean? Link in bio or subscribe to ManyChat. But I can't click on that if I'm on a cell phone. If I'm on Facebook, I am. And that's the next thing. Are you posting from Facebook to Instagram or
This automatically goes to my business page on Facebook. So everything I post here, it goes to my business page on Facebook. Because I have a
Got it.
Facebook business page. But yeah, you're right, it's not gonna click. But I do have a beacons.
Good. Let's look at your beacons. So if you post onto your business page, remember you're gonna always have less followers on your business page than your profile on Facebook. So you got to remember to always share it onto there as well. So keep that in mind for those of you guys. But I would link my pages now. So if I'm on Threads, if I'm on Facebook, if I'm on Instagram, I would link them all so I could just post at one time. But she has beacons already, okay? So her beacons is, you got a little bio about herself, looking to sell a home, search for properties. I'm ready to purchase, ready to rent. Okay. And then sign up for her newsletter. So she has she has her key points here. She has her key points. What I like to always see in these, always also, if you have any big acclimates that you receive, put that in there. If you have any stories that you so what I think also, if you have any stories where you've created where you're telling people about your bio, or you created like an infomercial about yourself or a commercial about yourself, I would put that in there as well. And I think we should all create commercials about ourselves. And maybe what we'll do is we'll create a content day again. Dr. Karen, we'll get Rufus to do those videos for them. And it's maybe like a 30-second or 1-minute video about yourself, and people can learn who you are. You know what I mean? She has other connections right here as well. I think that's good. Okay. She services all 3 areas. Are you in Palm Beach?
I'm right at the tip. I'm in West Deerfield.
Nice. Do you do a lot of work in Miami?
Not Miami. I have sold a house in Miami, but I will go down there. But most of my clients are in Broward County.
So I would really fine tune my niche, to be honest with you. And if your niche is Broward County and Palm Beach, I would really like master Palm Beach. I would really master Palm Beach because there's so much in Palm Beach. You got Jupiter Island, you got Royal Palm Beach, excuse me, you got Tequesta, you got Palm Beach Acres, there's so much in Palm Beach that you can really master and you can really do. And then you got so much in Broward. So what I would do is I would really focus on Northern Broward. Okay. So like Margate, Coral Springs, excuse me, those type of areas, you
In
know.
South Palm Beach. So I
Yep.
do South Palm Beach, like Boynton, Boca,
Yep.
Delray,
Yep.
West Deerfield, Coconut Creek
Because
areas.
sometimes people are looking for specialists, and if I speak to the masses, I'm speaking to no one, so sometimes I speak to people, for example, and they'll be like, "Oh, are you in Fort Lauderdale? I see you have a 305 number." And I'm like, "Yeah, I've had this number since high school, since 2003." You know what I mean? And sometimes they're like, "Oh, I don't want you traveling too far away," those type of things. So you really want to speak to the masses when you speak to your audience, especially in this redefining stage that you're in right now. And I would really focus on learning. Oh, it already says it here in Northern Broward and Palm Beach. So now it becomes a little bit confusing. You say Northern Palm Beach. I mean, you say Northern Broward, Palm Beach, but then right here you say Miami, but you don't say anything about Miami in here.
Yeah. So maybe I should take Miami out, huh?
Yeah, because what happened? You just told me you service Miami, and I was going to give you my Pinecrest listing, and I don't see you do Miami down here.
I
So
will go down there depending on the price.
of course. But is it what we want to cater to? And that's where we talk about farming and stuff like that. And I believe that's actually chapter 1 or chapter 2 of our real estate career. When we first take the real estate class, they really dove in on to us talking about farming and learning our back areas, because that's where you're going to not burn out, number one, and that's where you're going to really capitalize. I promise you guys, the people that really, really are the top of the tops, they really fine tune the area that they're in. I shared this story with you guys, I think once before. I'm going to share it again. There's an agent in my office. He had been working with a particular customer who he's worked with for many, many years. This particular agent, everything that he lists is about $3 million and above. And his referring client gave him a listing for $8 million one time in Miami. And he said, "I don't think I'll be the best realtor for you, regardless of the price point." And I said, "But I do know of an agent that would be the best agent for you because they service and work the area of Miami." And a lot of us probably would have fell off our seats because we're like, "Wait, $8 million? You know what I mean?" But it's one, we got to take care of the customer. Number two, we got to be able to service our backyards a lot better so we don't burn ourselves out. And that's why a lot of times people end up leaving the industry, because they run the rat race. Okay. So really fine tuning is my niche commercial, is my niche residential, is my niche Broward County, is my niche Palm Beach, is my niche um first time home buyers, is my niche relocation, senior citizens, whatever those are. So think about that as well as you guys are going through your businesses and reviewing your Q3 model. Okay, well, we're excited that you have a beacon. Anything else from our auditors?
No, not at this time.
No,
Okay.
no, Coach Jeff, that's it. You giving
Mhm.
her correct feedback.
Right.
So relocation expert. There's a certification for that, right? The designation for that. Yes, there is.
Is it the is there something like with the military? Is it, or is there just a
No, there's a relocation designation. Hold on. Or certification. Let me see. Hold on. So if you're in that space right here, is it the military? Is it the same designation? Okay, perfect. Maybe it could be. Hold on. There's two. So if you're a relocation specialist, which is what you acknowledge yourself to be, I would take this course, get the designation, so it edifies what you do. And then I would take the other relocation course. There's another one. I got to find it. And this worked out just for a client, a colleague of mine. I'm gonna tell y'all this story. She's working a pre-foreclosure. It's in the city of Davie. The owner of the property dies. It goes over to an attorney. The family member is working on the probate, and the attorney decides to call her. She says, "Hey, I don't know if you know about the process, but this property does need to go through probate, and then from there we need to work on the short sale." She says, "I'm very familiar with probates. I'm probate certified." And the attorney was like, "Oh, really? You are?" She's like, "Yeah, I got my designation X amount of years." And the attorney says, "Wait a minute, there was 3 other realtors that I was about to refer this to this family. I'm putting you at the top of the list." I kid you guys not. I was on the phone with this young lady yesterday and she shared that with me. So think about those designations that align with where your business wants to be and go out there and get them, because once people hear that, they've heard that you spent money, you spent time, you spent training and education. It's like a doctor walking around with a doctorate and not saying that they have a doctorate. So keep that in mind. So I'm gonna drop this link here for you guys to advance your education and your training. And then what I was gonna also say about relocation is that there's relocation companies that are out there, and they look to work with people that specialize in relocations. So what I would do is find the relocation companies that are out there. I know one of them starts with a C. It was Cardinal, I think their name was, that I've worked with before, and start to pitch to them. Because when people are relocating from California, New York, Texas, wherever, and they're coming here, you now go into that roster as a relocation specialist. Okay. So let's work on that. That sounds like a chat GBT question right there. I would have dropped it in there already if I were you, but let's work on getting in front of those people, and that's how we're gonna get this. Okay. All right. Anyone else? Anyone else?
Can you go to the regular page as well? Sorry. Just so you can tell me like what I need to add to that in order for me to gauge with those clients. I mean, you had a little bit of conversation about that, but I
Yeah.
just want to see how I can get some of those followers to engage in the real estate portion.
Got it.
Sorry.
All right, y'all. Auditors, you guys are ready?
I'm sorry. I'm with the baby. Give me 5 minutes. Dr. Karen can go.
This is all stuff that you can really put on your regular page. When I work with girls, and I work with girls that are love like y'all status, like y'all want to be pretty, y'all wanna really like present yourselves. I really look up to Miss Watson. Like I really look up to her, and she really just gives you everything. You, you know, and she's not walking around with 2 pages. So what do they say? They say find someone that's doing it extremely well and copy what they're doing or mirror what they're doing. You know what I mean? So she really does she gives you everything. She gives you personal, she gives you real estate, she gives you her coaching team. So lots of videos, lots of reels. Look right here. We got 1, 2, 3 reels. We got carousel right here. Okay. We got single photos with the reel. Okay. We got some banners, but not a lot of banners. Her page is not covered with banners, you know. And even if you do banners, let's say for example, you do banners for a specific event, I'll take it off when you're done. When the event's over, take it off. If you don't want it on your page, take it off. You can always move stuff off your main page and you can always hide it. So keep that in mind as well. You know, but I think what you should do is really integrate this time. Because you're a human being, like you're really a human being. You know, I was away for Memorial Day. I was away, and one of the customers had called me, and she really wanted to call me just to let me know that she had paid the painter, and the painter's going to start painting the house. Lady, you could have sent me a text message about that. Number two, it doesn't really relevant to me. But I said, no, yesterday was a holiday. And she says, but isn't this your phone? I said, yeah, this is my work phone. And I have a personal phone. And yesterday was a holiday, you know? So what happens is, that's the next conversation that we need to have, is we need to have borders where we do not allow people to cross, you know, but giving them real, like you're a real human being. You don't just sell houses 24/7. You live a life. You go out, you go to dinner, you know. So I think your page looks great. Your personal looks great. I think what you can do is now insert more real estate in here. You're at 80,000 followers. Kudos to that. Let's drop some fires in the room for that, man. That's amazing. That's amazing. I aspire to be there one day on my new journey of building my page. So I would look into those. And then now, how do you turn these people into customers? You got to utilize your reels more. I mean, not your reels, your stories more. Put more call to actions in your stories. So do polls, do questions, do lives, you know. So polls, what's stopping you from buying the home? Or if you could buy a home in the next 30 days, would you? Yes or no? And audit those responses, because sometimes your clients are sitting right in there. Plus, when you do post stuff, audit the people that are watching your stories, because your clients are sometimes in there as well. Okay. I've picked up coaching clients by people that just watch my reels, and I'll be like, hey, let's get you into the program. Let's talk a little bit. Let's interview. Let's see how we can get you to where we need to get you. If you can tap into the program, would you utilize it? You know what I mean? So I would utilize your stories more. I would do more call to actions. I would do more maybe reels, maybe more sit down videos about the market. Hometown Heroes is coming out. Even though this is your personal page, there's not one thing about Hometown Heroes on here. And you speak about your relocation expert, and you speak about you sell and you buy, you know? So I would have had some Hometown Heroes stuff here, or maybe something towards home ownership. So in addition to Hometown Heroes, there's the Florida Bond. There's so many other programs that's out there as well. I would be putting that on there, because you're exactly right. Those 80,000 people may not be following your page. Or what I would do is I would put it right here. For all real estate news, and then hashtag your page. I mean, at your page, you know, you could possibly do that. But I really think you should really embed your two lives together, and just give us your true authentic self all day, every day. You know, and that's one thing about me. You're gonna see me fight with me putting on my pants because I'm overweight. You're gonna see me go to a listing appointment. You're gonna see me go to a gym. You're gonna see me like really like wear whatever I want to wear. I'm really in the space of rebuilding my page. Glenn Baker's another great person that I watch a lot. She talks about like real life stuff, you know what I mean? So you see some banners, you see some reels, you know, but she talks about like the real estate market. I don't know why you guys can't hear her. So I love Glenda Baker, you know.
Share the audio feature.
Anything from the auditors before we move off of her page?
No, you did a good job explaining her page. Yeah, her page looks pretty good to me, you know, just mixing it up. Like you mentioned of her just giving more information about Hometown Heroes, since she is relocation specialist, and also probably including that in her profile too, maybe in that, so people can see that as well. That's the only comment I have.
So what I would say in conclusion is that your page does say real estate, and we always believe that real estate is like a hobby to people.
I'm
So
sorry,
some-
I just realized that. Relocation.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry to cut you off. I said I just realized the relocation expert. I do apologize.
Oh, got it. Okay,
Mhm.
so what happens sometimes, a lot of times people think that we do real estate as a hobby and it's not our actual careers, right? Like I've ran into people and I'd be like, I do real estate. And they're like, what else do you do? I'm like, no, I only do real estate. So what could be happening here while you're not getting the leads from the 80,000 people that are subscribed to you is that you may say you do real estate, but there's really no real estate on your page that's happening. So we must think you do it as a hobby. We must think you do it as a second job. We must think that you're like a one and done type of person. There could be a lot of thoughts from people, you know.
Hey Jeff, if it's Alyssa, if I could just say one thing,
Of course,
if
talk
it's
to
okay.
us. The floor's yours.
Okay. Yeah, because I was looking at, and it's Sierra, right? Beautiful page. I was just saying, like Jeff was saying, um people do things like she mentioned that it's a hobby, so it's like you once you start to get like real busy, if it's like you can even set your post where in Instagram where even if it's you just look at a house or whatever, you could set it where your posts are coming in every day at a certain time, just anything to show that you're active, because when people see that you're active they be like, man, this girl, not only is she beautiful but she's always busy. So then they do say they can look at it and say, well, yeah, this is her primary job. This is something that she's doing all the time, because like Jeff was saying, they think that you're just not doing anything. They just look at it like you're just it's just for fun per se, right? So once you if you could just like set your reels and set it for like 7 days or 14 days of reels, or just any type of social media content that you can do, and it shows that you're real busy, then they'll be like, okay, this is her primary job. And then you'll get people that are coming in there reach out to you. That's how I get, like sometimes I get like, I don't get a lot, but I do get like some people that may reach out to me, and at least they won't buy, but they'll ask questions when they see like
You
your
said
posts
you
and
can
stuff.
set the reels automatically on Facebook?
Yeah, you can send them on
Schedule.
I mean
Instagram.
Instagram. I'm sorry,
They could
Instagram.
schedule it. You could schedule
Yeah.
it. You could schedule it for seven
Oh,
days, 14 days. Sometimes, like, I mean, I haven't posted in a while, but like whenever I do stuff, I might set it for like the week, a week of content on Instagram. Yeah,
thank you. I'm gonna write that
you're
down. I have to
welcome.
chat GPT that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah.
look right now. Yeah, you can schedule your posts.
That's for posts, reels, and stories, right, Alyssa?
Anything.
Okay. Thank you for that information.
No
So when
problem.
you go to next, when you're about to post something, you go to next, click on more options, and then it says schedule this reel. Or I did a reel, but it would have said schedule this post or whatever it say. So go all the way to when you're about to schedule it or post it, I mean, and then hit next and then scroll down to more options, and it's going to give you that opportunity to schedule that. Save, keep editing, start over.
Yeah, because like sometimes I go to like Lanier Homes, I go to like Pulte Homes, and like I would just like do content in the homes. And then I mean I have so much stuff on my phone, it's crazy. And I'll just throw some stuff on there on like a weekly basis and just to make it look like and I'll put like, price point, 800, whatever it is, and just put it on there. Put it on
Can
my,
we,
you know.
can we see your page? Can you drop your page in the chat, please?
mm, sh- Sure.
Just so they can get an idea of what's going on.
Yeah, yeah. Mind you, I haven't posted in a while, but I do have some stuff on there. I just put it in.
It's fine. It's fine. I
Okay.
don't see it incoming yet. If you learned something today, drop a 1 in the room. If you got re-energized, if you're re-motivated, drop a 1 in the room. I don't see it still. I don't see your page still, by the way.
It's not okay, wait, let me see. Private messages. Why is it not coming through? Sent to Read AI. Let me see why it's not coming through. Mm,
Got it. Thank you
Did you
guys
see it?
for your onesie and feedback. No, I don't. Just tell me it.
Okay, it's Alyssa_Branco_sales
Hold
and
on.
another underscore.
AL.
ISSA underscore. Got it?
Yeah.
Okay.
But before I do that, hold on.
Mhm.
Give me 1 second, y'all. I just saw Kiana go live. I don't know why my sound's not working, but obviously she's probably talking about some real estate stuff. Go live on your pages, y'all. Don't go up on the price just yet. Okay. Yeah, so she's probably talking about her culture program. Who knows what it is? But go live, engage the people. Sometimes people are sitting at work, sometimes they're sitting at home, they have nothing really going on. So keep that in mind as well. All right, right here. Okay. Okay. Okay, you did the coaching. I love that. Okay. I love this as well. Beautiful. Beautiful. She's giving us some comedy on her page also. I love it. I love it. Her listings are on there. Her
So
deals.
clearly people can see that it's not a hobby since she's posting more regarding about her real estate career on here.
Yep. So what I would do here, even though it's the same post sometimes, I would just change the banner. And then you can always post stuff and take it off your main page and just put it on your real
Mhm.
page as well. And
Okay.
number 3, I would always have a banner. So people don't see just all this black. I would
Oh,
always
okay.
put a cover page, put a banner. Like you did here, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Always put a banner. But I love this. She's out to the beach. I love this. I love this. I love this. So y'all, the world is free for us. We just got to be able to grab it by its horns and really take over with it. Dr. Karen posts like 18 times a day. That's definitely someone to follow if you're thinking
She
about.
does in all her platforms.
Yes. I get them TikTok notifications. I get those Instagram notifications. So what happens is I really care about the people that I follow. So I promise you guys, the people that I just followed right now, I kind of just turned on my notifications. So once you post, I'll like your stuff right away because my notifications are on. And that's what I really care about my friends that I follow on social media, you know. Tiffany, yeah, drop your page in here. So for me, y'all, I'm rebuilding my page. Y'all can definitely audit it. Let's audit me real fast. You could be brutal, you could be mean, you could be nice, you could be whatever. Let me learn something too. Look, this was from 6 months ago. This picture right here was from 6 months ago on my old Instagram. And I just took it and I just reposted it again. You know. All right. Kill me softly, y'all. Kill me softly.
You know, it's awesome.
You
Yeah.
think? I'm trying.
Mhm.
Look, I do some carousels over here.
I think you are mixing, you know, reels and like you said, the carousels. I do see that. You're changing that up and you're making it personal. This is your main page, right? Post Chef?
I only have one page.
One page. Okay, got it. So I do see that you are putting you know, your day in the life here as well. So that's good.
Yeah.
And what you do. So that's pretty good.
I only have one page. Well, thank you for that. Thank you for that. You know, kind of clear right here as well. So these are my 2 links, you know, so they're not seeing that long link like we saw earlier.
Right.
Here's my link. Oh, at 6:02 now. Wow, amazing. God is good.
Question. With the profile picture, do we want it to look like our headshots as realtors or make it more like personal pictures? Nothing crazy, but something outside of our headshots. What
It's
would you
up to
suggest?
you, really. I personally use the same photo for every single platform. I don't switch it up, but it's really up to you. But you have to remember that the people have to be able to see you. So if you're taking a picture
Right.
and I can't see the main photo, you're all the way back, like I don't know, like I gotta zoom in. You want it to be clear, you want it to be able to be shown, to be seen. Here's my old page I was taking. A lot of banners. I said this season I'm not doing that. It was a lot
Yeah.
of banners.
A
I had
walking
some
advertisement page.
yeah, I had some videos, but I really had a lot of banners.
Right.
I said no more banners this season.
Right.
And then what I do is I'm gonna take some of this stuff and post it over there, Um, me like this. Let's post this again.
Would that be a suggestion to you? Is like kind of getting rid of the banners and do more talking, like if you're under contract or if you just sold or leased the place instead
Yeah,
of doing the banners?
yeah. Give us a story. Give us how did you get under contract? What happened through the transaction? How many times did the seller get pissed off at you? Talk to us about the process. Give us that. We like stories. People they like gossip. We love gossip as individuals. We want to hear like what happened next. Like for example, Tatiana, this lady right here, Tatiana. We're a little bit over the clock. I have a 12:30. Hey y'all, I'm inviting you guys. I am officially listing my 5.5 today building in Hollywood. I'm gonna drop the address in the school or the WhatsApp. My appointment's at 12:30. We're at 12:30. Yeah, 12:30. So I'm gonna be going over there if you guys want to join me. I sold the seller's house for $1 million plus in Hollywood. And guess what? He says, man, I really like you. You did an amazing job. I have a building that I want to sell. Little did I know, it probably could have been a little 1,200 square foot building. Little did I know it's on 3.25 acres, valued at 5.5 mil. But guess what? I brought in a commercial expert. I brought in my good friend that does only commercial to navigate through this process so that I can go focus on residential. I can go focus on luxury listings, and I can go focus on doing stuff that I enjoy doing. But Tatiana is a great person that I follow as well. Her page is very mixed. You guys follow her?
I do.
Very mixed. Yeah, you get some comedy on here, you get some reels on here, you get some carousels on here of her listings. Um, but this is where she like really gives stories. Like she said, look at this, a legal tenant part 2. People like that. When she dropped video 1 and she says stay tuned for part 2, people love that. People love that. Okay. So if you're gonna take a story, I'm hooked. Bring on part 3. You see that? If you're gonna bring a story, break it up if you want to. Let's say, for example, you had a seller and they've been on the market for 25 days. Dr. Karen, we need to follow up with Daniel. Let's say, for example, we've been on the market for 25 days, for example. What happened the first 15 days? What happened the first 20 days? Let's talk about that type of stuff. Let's talk about that type of stuff. And now we can take it and break it up. People, we love stories. We love stories. Story tells a lot of words better than a picture. You know how they used to say pictures say a lot of words? Nah, video states a lot of words. What's this called? Remixes. Remixes are good as well. We highly recommend that you guys do remixes too. With stuff. Give us some comedy also. If you see something, repost it. Look at that. 30,000 people may have seen this on LeBron's page, but they ain't seen it on her page, and those are different followers. So with that being said, I'm good. Mic drop. Anyone else? For the good of the order, any questions, comments? You know how I know y'all not gonna get on video? Y'all can't even get on video here. I'm looking at a whole bunch of black screens.
I have a question.
Talk to us.
So
Oh,
I
you
loved
did? You shared your page? Hold on. I'm sorry to cut the person off. I shared
okay.
my page. I don't see it. Oh, right here. Okay, go ahead.
I just wanted to go back to you were talking about being certified in, certain things. So I clicked on that link and I'm interested in the short sale and foreclosure certification. But my question is, it says for in-person class like Georgia. So would that count even though I'm, licensed in the state of Florida?
Yeah,
Like if
because
I
that's
went to
a
do.
national
Got you.
designation.
Okay.
But also Dr. Karen owns a real estate school, you guys, in case you guys forgot. Dr. Karen owns a real estate school. So get back with her. Maybe she has those
Okay.
designations in her calendar. Maybe she knows the instructor that can guide us to that as well. But she owns a school, like she owns like an actual school. Like
Okay. Thank you.
all right, Tiffany, let's audit you real quick and then I gotta go. I knew this
Okay,
was
no problem.
our auditors, are they here?
We're here. I
just did
don't
all-
hear Dr. Karen.
We didn't hear what you said, Martine.
I said, we're here. I don't hear Dr. Karen. I thought she was one of my auditors with me.
I guess she wants you to go first.
Okay. Okay, so I see that she mixed some pictures in there.
This looks good. What I'm gonna say on Martine before you continue
Yeah,
is
yeah.
that see 1, 2, 3 of the same banners, just change the
Right.
color. Go ahead, Martine.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I was just saying, right, I agree with you. That's what I was saying. I apologize.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, I would change the banners. Page looks good. Yeah, you talking about USDA, you're talking about NACA, you talking about HUD. You know what I would do is I would now take these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I would do 5 additional videos now.
Oh, okay.
And then what I would do is what is the hook? If you want to learn, so now that I explained USDA for you, if you want to learn about NACA, turn on your notifications. I'm going to drop the video on September 4th. Or follow me, or stay tuned for part 2 where I speak about NACA. Stay tuned for part 3 when I speak about HUD. You know what I mean? So now
Okay.
people are going to follow you. They're going to turn on their notifications. Your followers are going to grow. You hook the people so they can learn more about you, Um, but I love it. Is this some comedy right here?
Yeah, the pink, no, the other one, that was comedy.
Now?
Right. But that one with the pink and black, that was comedy.
There you go.
I did a song
I love it.
with
And you
T-Pain.
can always throw stuff back into your stories because they didn't see it the first time. I saw that post here yesterday. Somebody said it's okay. I think David Shands posted that. He said it's okay, post it again. They didn't see it the first time.
Yeah, he did. He did post that. Yeah. Yeah, I follow him too.
Exactly.
He did say that.
Where's that at? It's
Okay.
somewhere on here, somewhere on his page. He wrote that. So that's
Yeah, he really
post it
did.
again. They didn't see it the first time. Oh, they must have forgot. Let me tell them again,
Right.
Okay.
So I would do that. Instead of doing this is for rent, you're advertising the rental.
Yes.
Got it. So once
I'm new. I'm trying to find my niche. So I don't know, renters, buyers, sellers. Like I'm new. So
that's fine. We gonna help you through that. That's why you're here with us. That's why you're
yeah.
here. I love this. You have a flyer on your page, painting with a twist. I love that.
Mhm.
I was
This is-
trying to do living in Florida,
Oh.
like a highlight of the city.
Yeah. This is good. This is good. Keep going. I like that you have a branding color. I can say your branding color is black and gold is what I see so far.
Correct.
Keep the branding color there. Don't change it up. This is pre-real
Now,
estate.
that was pre-real estate.
I like that. I
I
like
was in
that.
Dubai last year.
I like it. I like it a lot. That's good. So people are seeing your process. They're seeing like you from A to Z. Like they're watching you. Man, she just got into real estate. They love that. They love that. I would just change the covers off of these because now people are gonna say, "Oh, I seen this post. Let me go see what this one's about."
Right.
But if I see the banners are all the same, I'm gonna all know they're the same post. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But this looks good. Keep going. I love it. I love
Mhm.
it. Your own branded pins. I like that.
I was trying to do some marketing. That was a carousel. I was trying to engage with the audience.
That's good. That's good. That's good. I like it. I like it a lot.
Mhm.
Okay. Just keep going. Commit to posting. Commit to posting 2, 3, 4, 5 times a day. As many times as you
Okay.
want, 1 time a day, 1 time a week, whatever you want to do. But just commit to doing something that's gonna move the needle for.
Okay.
Martine, you still with them?
Yes, I'm still with you guys.
Martine, when I spoke last Monday, how many people did I have right here?
I don't remember. Was it like 400 or 500?
It was like 4 something.
Okay.
It was like 4 something, and I'm at 602. Y'all building a brand new page. It was taken from me.
And that's good. Gina said 529.
There you go.
Thank you, Gina.
So that was on Monday of last week, right?
Yeah, that's awesome that you're being consistent and just growing your page.
I was at 58,000 people before my page was taken, and people started blocking me and deleting me because they were seeing some craziness on there. See, like, we got to roll this post back. I'm gonna roll this one back too. They didn't see it the first time. All right, you guys, I gotta go. I got a 12:30. It's been amazing. Great hanging out with you all. Commit to doing something. Maybe leave here and take the next 5-10 minutes and say, let me work on my content calendar. Okay. And write out your content calendar and hold yourself accountable. Okay. We sometimes go places and then we get in the car and we're like, damn, I should have posted that, or damn, I should have captured that, or damn, that could have been a good day in the life. Okay. We love days in the life, and we miss out on opportunities. And that's how we miss out on money too, because we just didn't capture the opportunity that was presented to us. So always remember, you're a brand, walk like a brand, operate like a brand. And we'll catch you guys back here tomorrow at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Tomorrow we role play from 8 to 8:30. For those of you guys that don't have partners just yet, we're going to go ahead and put you guys with a partner before the day's out today. And we'll see you guys at the top. Take care.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.